Hello, good morning, and welcome everyone to the 11th International Conference Africa Day, organized by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Slovenia, the Chatham House Africa Programme, and the European Commission. The topic of today's conference is cooperation on digital transitions and new technologies. I'm very pleased to welcome you again this year. As you have heard, this is our 11th edition. We're very proud of our continuous conference, which is a signal of Slovenia's interest in cooperation with Africa and African partners. Allow me to start today's conference by welcoming the high-level speakers joining us live. I'm very pleased that we have our Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Anže Logar, joining us today, that we have the Honorable Professor Isa Ibrahim, the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy from Nigeria, as well as His Excellency Honorable Dr. Muschalenga, Minister of Information and Communication Technology from Namibia. We have with us as well Assistant Director General for Africa and External Relations from UNESCO, Mr. Firmin Eduardo Matoko, and His Excellency Ambassador Ramses Joseph Cleland, Acting Chief Director of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ghana. And I would also like to welcome the audience joining us today, both those of you participating through Zoom and those of you joining us through live stream. This conference is Slovenia's annual high-level Africa event, which seeks to improve policy outcomes for citizens in Europe and in Africa as a result of mutual understanding and strengthened cooperation between the two continents. Experts' discussion of today's conference will examine collaborative links between Africa and Europe in promoting responsible innovation and governance of emerging technologies, as well as the role of technology in shaping creative and cultural economies. I need to give you some technical data before we start, so I want everyone to know that this meeting will be on the record and is streamed online. And filming and recording of this event is not allowed without prior permission. However, you will be able to find the recording of this event on websites of our Bled Strategic Forum and the Chatham House. You can also find biographies of all speakers in the biographies document shared on the website and in the Zoom chat box. I have to say that we're extremely honored that our conference is under the auspices of the President of the Republic of Slovenia, Mr. Borut Pahor, and I invite you all to listen to the video message of His Excellency the President.
Spoštovani ministri, ekscelence, dame in gospodje, dobrodošli ponovno v Sloveniji na že 11. izvedbi tradicionalnega dogodka Dan Afrike. Dan Afrike je postal pomembna platforma, ki povezuje našo državo s posameznimi državami Afrike in njihovimi regionalnimi organizacijami. Osrednja tema letošnjega Dneva Afrike je digitalizacija. Gre za izjemno širok in vseobsegajoč nabor področij, ki pred nas postavlja številne izzive. Zato je prav, da je Evropska unija sedanje desetletje razglasila za desetletje za digitalizacijo. Zelo pomembno je, da prednosti digitalizacije izkoristimo za prehod na trajnostni, človeku in naravi prijazen razvoj. Enako pomembno je, da se zavedamo tudi pasti sodobnih tehnologij in jih znamo pravilno nasloviti. Naša vizija digitalne preobrazbe je osredotočena na človeka. Zato temelji na človekovih pravicah in temeljnih svoboščinah, pravni državi ter odprti in demokratični družbi. Slovenija ima na tem področju precej znanja. Naj omenim zlasti prvi UNESCO center za umetno inteligenco, ki je svoj sedež našel v Ljubljani. Slovenski strokovnjaki aktivno sodelujejo pri oblikovanju standardov raznih mednarodnih organizacij za uporabo umetne inteligence, po drugi strani pa se lahko zelo veliko naučimo od drugih. Verjamem, da bo letošnji dan Afrike odlična priložnost za izmenjavo izkušenj in dobrih praks s ciljem skupaj ustvariti boljši svet. Zahvaljujem se vam za pozornost in vam želim uspešno delo.
Now I would like to invite our Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Anže Logar, to give us some words on the topic of this conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalia. Excellencies, ministers, esteemed high-level guests, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome you at the 11th African Day International Conference, Slovenia's flagship event dedicated to the celebration of Africa's visibility in Europe and to the enhancement of our political, economic, and cultural relations with African partners. It is my great pleasure to welcome the representatives of numerous African and European countries and organizations. And I'm particularly honored to welcome high-level guests that Natalia already mentioned during her introductory word. I also warm welcome the ambassadors of African and European countries that are with us today. I'm sincerely delighted that we had the pleasure of organizing the Africa Day conference already for the 5th time in collaboration with 2 excellent partners, Chatham House and European Commission. I wish to express gratitude to both institutions for their invaluable contribution in preparing this event. Excellencies, the focus of this year's edition of the conference is pertinent. The cooperation on digital transition and new technologies has become an important political priority for both Africa and Europe. Digital transition is becoming a cornerstone of transcontinental cooperation agenda. At the recent European Union-African Union Summit in February, the leaders from both continents pledged to accelerate Africa's sustainable digital transformation. In addition, the COVID-19 pandemic has shown that asymmetric digital development has further widened the digital gap, and that the questions of digital inclusion and particularly access and digital literacy need to be addressed adequately. The digital transition should be based on trust among the stakeholders. That is why new and advanced technologies such as artificial intelligence must go hand in hand with cyber security. When faced with Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine, the issues of security in general have become a matter of priority. Slovenia is committed to contribute towards international peace and security. As a candidate country for a non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council for the 2024-2025 period, Slovenia pledges to be a driving force for partnership, international peace and security for all, including in the areas of cyber and hybrid threats. Our special attention to these areas is indispensable for deployment of smarter and greener technologies in the post-pandemic world. Another important aspect of human-centered digital transition is the impact of new technologies on human rights and fundamental freedoms. New technologies can work as enablers of rights and freedoms. However, without appropriate safeguards, they may seriously threaten the protection and full enjoyment of human rights. This shows that the elements that power the socio-economic benefits of new technologies can also bring about new risks or negative consequences. It is therefore essential to accelerate the cooperation between our continents on the mentioned points. The European Union's global gateway strategy is an important step in this direction. Furthermore, in March, the African Union, European Union Digital for Development Hub successfully carried out the first Africa-Europe Digital for Development Hub multi-stakeholders forum. Another example of good practice is the Slovenian-based International Research Center on Artificial Intelligence under the auspices of UNESCO, mentioned already by President Pahor. The research center focuses on the approaches of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals to make use of artificial intelligence and strives for the promotion of responsible, human-centered and human right-based artificial intelligence. In addition, there are many opportunities for the European Union-African Union cooperation within the new African Continental Free Trade Area, particularly on trade policy in green and digital transition. African countries have already demonstrated their potential. Smart Africa, the Girls Can Code initiative, and the joint European Union-African Union International Telecommunication Unions Policy and Regulation Initiative for Digital Africa are fine examples of Africa's leadership in this field. Digitalization plays a significant part in the development of our respective cultures and cultural industries. Here, again, lies immense untapped potential for cooperation. Excellencies, dear participants, I wish you a successful continuation of the conference and look forward to positive results of your discussions and of our future cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister, for reminding us that of the words of our leaders from the summit in February, where they pledged to accelerate the digital transition. I think it is important as well that we are paying attention to the security and human rights aspects of these new technologies. And we are also proud of our good examples, and we are really eager to hear more on similar examples from other partners. But now I would like to invite Professor Ali Ibrahim, the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy of Nigeria, to give us insights from Nigeria on this very pertinent topic. Please, Minister.
Thank you very much. The President of Slovenia, His Excellency Mr. Borut Pahor, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Slovenia, His Excellency Dr. Anzi Nogar, the Ambassador of the Minister of ICT from Namibia, and also the Ambassador of Nigeria to Slovenia and Romania, Her Excellency Safia Ahmad Nuhu, representatives of Chatham House Africa, European Union, all other CEOs here present from Europe and Africa. Good morning to all of you. Firstly, I want to use the opportunity to commend the government of Slovenia, Chatham House Africa Programme, and other stakeholders for organizing this 11th conference to discuss about Europe and Africa. This is indeed very commendable, and we are most appreciative to all of you for extending the invitation to Africa, and particularly to come to Nigeria in order to share our thoughts and our understanding and the journey so far with regards to digitalization. The special remarks made by the President of Slovenia are very encouraging, particularly about your effort of digitalization, which is more of a human-centered approach to it and also to governance. This is indeed very commendable and is very similar to the approach of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, particularly under our President, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. Furthermore, in Nigeria, the journey so far with regards to digitalization, e-governance, and many more, the journey is indeed very encouraging. And what we have attained so far is really very encouraging. And I believe it's the same with so many African countries that we are here representing them. And if you look at the theme of this year's discussion is between Europe and Africa, digitalization and new technologies. As the opening speech has enlightened, our journey is encouraging in Africa, but we still have a lot to learn. And we are willing to share our thoughts with you and to see where we can partner together between Europe on one hand and Africa on the other, or between Slovenia Slovenia on one hand and the African countries on the other, so that we can have a win situation. Africa is a very strategic partner to Europe and particularly to Slovenia because of so many advantages we have. Firstly, our population. Africa is the second most populous continent in the world, just behind Asia. And secondly, our diversity. In Africa, we have 54 countries within the continent, more than any other continent in the world. And number three, the nature of our population. Our population has been dominated by youth. For example, in Nigeria, our average age today is approximately 18.3 years old. So this is a population that has been dominated by youth, and youth are naturally inclined to digitalization and also digital transformation. I am glad to hear that Slovenia has been doing well, particularly in the area of emerging technologies. Emerging technologies are the drivers of the fourth industrial revolution. And particularly in the area of blockchain technology, the report compiled by the European Union has indicated that Slovenia is among the leading nations in the world when it comes to blockchain technology. This is indeed very promising and also very pleasant. And in Africa, particularly in Nigeria, we have so many initiatives which I feel if we partner together, it will go a long way in providing a win-win situation for both countries or for both continents. For example, here in Nigeria, we have developed around 19 national policies. And all these policies are towards digitalization and digital transformation. For example, we have National Center of Artificial Intelligence and Robotics. Looking at the center and the facilities in the center, one can safely say it is the first of its kind in Africa. And recently, we have come up with Nigeria Startup Bill. This bill is to support our young innovators to provide the enabling environment they need to be very successful, where we introduce so many benefits to our innovators, tax holiday, grant, and many more. In addition, also, we have National Digital Economy Policy and Strategy for a Digital Nigeria 2020 to 2030. Our plan is to ensure the total digitalization of government processes and services from 2020 to 2030. And now we are definitely on track towards achieving that. These are some of the initiatives we have here in Nigeria. Still, we believe we have a lot to learn. We are willing to collaborate and partner with Slovenia, and for the Slovenia to take advantage of our population in Nigeria, the most populous country in Africa, and also to take advantage of our economy, the biggest and the largest economy in Africa, and also to take advantage of our youthful population, and at the same time, our young innovators, that if you look at the total number of unicorns in Africa, you will discover Nigeria alone has provided more than 60% of African unicorns. These are just very few out of many. I do hope that this conference will bring us closer to each other so that we will be able to have a win-win situation. And by 2030, we do hope that Nigeria and other African countries will continue to close the gap with Europe and other developed nations in the world. Thank you very much, and may God bless all of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. And thank you for your kind words on our conference. And I have to say, I'm very happy to hear of all the similarities that we have in approach of Nigeria and Slovenia on this topic. Of course, I have to agree with you that Nigeria is an important strategic partner, and we can really learn a lot one from another. I was also very pleased that you reminded us of the special role of youth in this field that we're discussing today. And you have, we're not such a young nation as Nigeria, but still they contribute really a lot. I think you gave us very rich remarks on all that was already done by Nigerian government and all the things that are happening in your country. And I share your hope that this conference and all the work done afterwards will bring us closer together and we can work more together on this topic. So thank you again, Minister. Now I'm also very pleased to invite to share thoughts with us also from this Honorable Minister, Dr. Muschalenga, the Minister of Information and Communication Technology of Namibia. I'm very eager to hear experiences of Namibia in this regard. So if Minister can join us, please. All right, I think we're having some technical difficulties. This is how digital technology still needs to develop, and maybe we should learn better to handle it in a way, because we still have some kind of difficulties. However, I will maybe give the floor later to Minister from Namibia. And now I'm very, very pleased and honored to invite Assistant Director General of UNESCO, Mr. Firmin Edward Matoko, to give us some of the thoughts and information on what UNESCO has been doing in this regard. Mr. Matoko, please, the floor is yours.
Good morning again. Bonjour tout le monde. Distinguished participants, honorable ministers, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, all friends and brothers and sisters that are following this conference from far away using the artificial intelligence, which is a good sign that, and I am sure that there are many Africans there who are connected. A demonstration, as the Minister of Nigeria said, that the digital transformation is becoming a priority also for Africans. It's going very fast, and we have to find the solutions to that transformation. As you know, UNESCO has been fully committed to this new digital transformation worldwide, and particularly in Africa. First of all, let me really sincerely, on behalf of the Director General of UNESCO, Ms. Audrey Azoulay, appreciate the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Slovenia, the people of Slovenia, the European Union, and Chatham House for organizing this conference and for inviting UNESCO. UNESCO acknowledges the opportunities brought forward by the so-called fourth industrial revolution, notably artificial intelligence, for the socio-economic development in Africa. AI applications are directly aligned to the organization's areas of competencies. Artificial intelligence is profoundly transforming education, teaching, skills development, and student ways of learning. UNESCO is therefore guiding policy makers on how to best leverage the opportunities and address the risk presented by the growing connection between artificial intelligence and education and also sciences. UNESCO also recognizes that the challenges of digital era governance require, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs said it very well, a new set of skills and competencies from civil servants, ICT ministries, and digital units in governments. The organization has developed a digital transformation and artificial intelligence competency framework for civil servants to support capacity building for civil services across ICT ministries and digital units in governments. Mesdames et messieurs, Excellences, l'honorable ministre du Nigeria l'a encore bien dit, l'Afrique est le continent le plus jeune du monde. Et d'ici 2025, il le sera encore plus, avec plus de 70% de la population qui sera jeune. Et cette population a des exigences en termes d'opportunités de travail, en termes de formation. Nous pensons que la transformation digitale est pour cette jeunesse. Je voudrais rappeler également que l'UNESCO a adopté en 2021 la recommandation sur l'intelligence artificielle. C'est le premier instrument normatif mondial qui aura pour but de répondre à toutes les questions qui sont posées par la transformation digitale, notamment en termes de droits humains. Et je voudrais aussi rappeler que l'UNESCO a organisé en Afrique le premier forum sur l'intelligence artificielle à Benguérir, au Maroc, dans une des universités technologiques les plus modernes d'Afrique, l'UMP 6. Finally, let me, to conclude welcoming remarks, let me again congratulate Slovenia as one of the leading countries within UNESCO on artificial intelligence and digital transformation. The reason why member state of UNESCO has decided to approve the establishment of an international research center on artificial intelligence, the first one approved by the General Conference of UNESCO in Ljubljana, Slovenia. And I'm very, very confident that that center will help African countries through UNESCO or bilaterally to advance the agenda of the digital transformation. As we are celebrating the 25th of May, also as the Day of Africa, I want to say in one of the languages of Africa, which is the official language of the African Union, Swahili, Asante Sana. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mastoko. Of course, Asante Sana from our side as well. We were celebrating it in Ljubljana yesterday with a cultural event, which was, which made us all very happy. Even though we're in Europe, we always celebrate with Africa this special moment. And really, thank you also for the kind words from the General Secretary, Madame Azoulay. It's important to us that we keep our cooperation. And I agree that the guidance from UNESCO is quite important to all the work being done on digital transitions. I agree also that we are all developing a new set of skills to support the capacity building. And, you know, sometimes it's not as easy for some of us who are not so young any longer, but it is something that is necessary and it's making a difference in all our lives. I'm also very happy that you reminded us of all the work done on the artificial intelligence that is human-centered. We will talk about this in detail more in session 1. And of course, we are extremely proud of the International Research Center in Ljubljana on artificial intelligence, which will be also presented in more detail later on in session 1. But now I'm very happy we overcome a little bit of technical difficulties, and I'm extremely honored and pleased to welcome the Minister of Information and Communication Technology from Namibia, the Honorable Dr. Peya Muschalenga. Minister, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, honorable ministers, distinguished participants. I'm grateful for the opportunity granted to me to address you on this occasion of the 11th Africa Day Conference dedicated to the Africa-Europe Partnership on the use and development of new technologies, notably artificial intelligence. National policies on ICT aim to outline a set of predefined actions with a view to encourage the use of ICT in all socio-economic spheres. These policies serve as a deliberate plan of action to guide decisions and achieve rational outcomes to the benefit of citizens. Like any other policy, the purpose of artificial intelligence policies may take many forms. For example, government and industry players in the ICT space are implored to invest in the development and adoption of artificial intelligence to secure its many benefits for the economy and society. It can be done by investing in fundamental and applied research, the development of specialized artificial intelligence and artificial intelligence talent, digital infrastructure, and related technologies and programs to help the private and public sectors adopt and apply new artificial intelligence technologies. On the other hand, governments also need to respond to the economic and societal challenge brought by advances in artificial intelligence. Automation, algorithmic bias, data exploitation, and income inequality are just a few of the many challenges that governments around the globe need to develop policy solutions for. These policies include investments into skills development, the creation of new regulations and standards, and targeted efforts to remove bias from artificial intelligence, algorithms, and data sets. Ladies and gentlemen, governments around the world have for some time now begun to recognize the power and benefits of artificial intelligence power technologies in applications used in the transportation and healthcare sectors, speech and face recognition, and in language translation. Given these factors, governments now need to recognize the disruptive impact of artificial intelligence and plan for their responsive policies. Finally, I would like to state that despite our varying aspirations, competing priorities, countries' national strength and weakness, and the fact that we have become one small global village, our administrations ought to align focus on common aspects of artificial intelligence policy, including but not limited to research and development, ethical implementations of artificial intelligence regulations, and inclusivity in applications, designing, talent attraction and sustainability, the future of works and skills, and industrialization. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Minister Muschalenga. And I really can only agree with you that though all these changes in digital transformation, the artificial intelligence bring us power and bring a lot of benefits to all of us, that there are also challenges that governments are now working hard to address. And I'm happy that this has been on the forefront of the thoughts of many governments trying to overcome those challenges. Now, I would like to welcome to this conference and to the floor Ambassador Ramses Joseph Cleveland, the Acting Chief Director from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ghana. Ambassador, please, the floor is yours.
Excellency Mr. Borut Pahor, President of the Republic of Slovenia, Excellency Dr. Anže Logar, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Republic of Slovenia, Excellency Mr. Tadej Rupel, Ambassador of the Republic of Slovenia to the United Kingdom, distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to you from Ghana, the center of the world. On behalf of the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration of Ghana, Honorable Shirley Ayoko-Botwe, I wish to thank Dr. Logar for the kind invitation extended to Ghana to be a keynote speaker on the 11th Africa Day International Conference. Our appreciation goes specifically to the government of Slovenia and all its collaborators for organizing such an important event. The continued efforts by Slovenian government through its foreign ministry to enhance bilateral and multilateral relations between Europe and Africa in diverse fields of endeavor is most welcome. Evidence of this collaboration is further brought to the fore as we dedicate this year's event to the Africa-Europe Partnership on the use and development of new technologies and their role in shaping creative and cultural economies while promoting responsible governance of emerging technologies. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the collaboration between Africa and Europe has grown significantly over the years to see us engage as equal partners in the digital transformation of Africa. We must underscore the relevance of the Europe-Africa partnership as a key priority of our foreign policies. It is not only geography and history that makes Europe and Africa natural allies, but both continents share a deep attachment to the principles of multilateralism, international cooperation, and the rules-based international order. Our political, economic, and social futures are inextricably linked. Now we must emphasize that positive outcomes can best be achieved through collaboration to include learning through best practices. We value our partnership with Europe and the immense potential that lies ahead, which is why I commend the government of Slovenia for its efforts at enhancing our partnership through the International Research Center on Artificial Intelligence under the auspices of UNESCO. These laudable initiatives cause the government of Ghana to express its interest in collaborating with the IRCAI based in Ljubljana, Slovenia, to set up a Center of Excellence on Artificial Intelligence in Ghana, where we have launched AI strategies and developed AI policies. We look forward to partnering with the IRCAI in various programs, such as capacity building, science, validation, and funding to accelerate approaches to the UN SDGs that make use of AI. I must place further emphasis on other avenues to facilitate collaboration between Europe and Africa through the Slovenian government based on A, direct access to governments beyond Europe, B, access to international policy networks beyond Europe based on direct ties to national and international legislative and other bodies, C, connecting researchers beyond Europe via the ARCAI ecosystem of experts and researchers connected to both Europe and Global South research communities in AI, and D, extending sphere of influence beyond Europe by facilitating digital diplomacy on AI across the Global South, providing policy knowledge and technology transfer of EU knowledge in AI outside Europe. We have been told that artificial intelligence can contribute to sustainable development by helping to predict errors and plan sustainable development goals more effectively. Artificial intelligence is the ally that sustainable development needs to design, execute, advise, and to plan the future of our planet and its sustainability more effectively. Sustainability for all. Africa is touted as the next big growth market, a description that has persisted for several years now. There are many reasons for optimism. The African continent is home to some of the youngest populations in the world. It promises to be a major consumption market over the next 3 decades. It promises to be a major consumption market over the next 3 decades, and it is increasingly mobile phone enabled. An emerging digital ecosystem is crucial as a multiplier of that growth because access to smartphones and other devices enhance consumer information, networking, job creating resources, and even financial inclusion. As we all know, technology has become the engine of the fourth industrial revolution. While there is no doubt that technology has always been present in the creative industries, its acceleration permeates almost every aspect of our lives. Research suggests that artificial intelligence, augmented reality, virtual reality, and blockchain are reshaping creative work in many ways. In Ghana, our policies are to enable technology development and adoption. However, technological adoption should not be at the peril of the lives of our citizens or compromise our cultural values or hurt our economic dividends. In conclusion, may I emphasize that the transformative power of technology can never be overstated. We must continue to work together to create a positive future for generations. I thank you for your attention and wish us all fruitful deliberations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. And we're also very, very happy that you were able to be with us today. We value the cooperation we have with Ghana, and we're very pleased you can join us. I believe that you have mentioned a lot of words that I think we will listen to throughout our conference today. You talked about connection, you talked about collaboration, you talked about how the digital is the multiplier for growth, and how there should be a further exchange between both continents on this topic. I'm very pleased that you also mentioned the Center of Excellence in Ghana, collaborating with our International Research Center in Ljubljana. And I think this will also be stated in the continuation in session 1. So thank you again for your words. Now, I would like to invite us all to listen to messages addressed to us by Her Excellency Madame Jutta Urpilainen, the Commissioner for International Partnerships of the European Commission, as well as from His Excellency Professor Mohamed Belocine, Commissioner for Education, Science, Technology and Innovation of the African Union Commission. Unfortunately, they are not able to join us live, but I think it will be interesting to hear their thoughts and words on the topic of the conference.
If ever, now is the moment to forge together a renewed partnership with Africa using the new technologies. The pandemic showed how critical interconnectedness is. Now digitalization is essential to the post-pandemic recovery in Africa. Digital trade on the continent is growing fast. Leaders at the recent AU-EU summit confirmed great ambitions. They agreed to boost digital connectivity on the continent and between continents. We will roll out transformative digital infrastructure projects under our Global Gateway Africa-Europe investment package. We will invest in African data infrastructure and better regulation to foster a more enabling data economy. This is our AU-EU data flagship. We have set up an African-European digital innovation bridge to promote cooperation on digital innovation and startup ecosystems. We will also be investing in international submarine cables, networks of fiber optic cables, and in space technologies. We work as a team and coordinate most EU digital interventions through our Team Europe initiatives. Dear friends, together, Africa and Europe can build digital transformation that puts people first. Together, we can boost economies and improve governance and services for people. Safe, secure access to digital technology is a key pillar of the EU's Global Gateway strategy. It is also a precondition for building the fair, green and sustainable world of tomorrow.
Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. It's my honor to take part today in this 11th Africa Day International Conference. On my behalf and that of the African Union Commission, I want to express our profound appreciation to the Republic of Slovenia, the Chatham House, and the European Commission for putting together this event to celebrate the Africa Day. Let me salute the memory of the African heroes who made the formation of the Organization of Africa Unity or African Unity a possibility with its creation on May 25th, 1963. This date, which is now labeled as Africa Day, is, like all important celebrations, indeed a moment of joy, but also of pride, reflection, and meditation. Ladies and gentlemen, Europe is one of Africa's strongest partners with a rich and prolific past, present, and future that is reflected in the extensive web of bilateral and multilateral relationships and activities that we see across both continents, mostly driven by shared values, policy objectives. This conference comes at an opportune time and as a follow-up to other engagements that have been held at the highest level after the recent AU-EU summit and at the technical levels within specific program areas, further underscoring the importance of our partnerships. Your Excellencies, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, digital transformation is recognized as a driving force for innovation, inclusive and sustainable growth in Africa. Digitalization and innovations are transforming socio-economic systems by creating new jobs and reducing poverty and inequality, facilitating the delivery of goods and services, promoting education and skills development, and contributing to the achievement of the African Union Agenda 2063, as well as Sustainable Development Goals. The continent's youthful population structure is an enormous opportunity in the digital era and presents an opportunity for Africa to make digitally enabled socio-economic development of the continent as a high priority. The African Union vision on digital transition is underpinned by several guiding frameworks and policy instruments, top of which is the AU Digital Transformation, with a call to action on connecting Africa through world-class infrastructure and a concerted push to finance and implement the major infrastructure projects in ICT. In this context, as early as May 2020, under the AU umbrella, the African ministers responsible for communication and ICT met to call for expediting the implementation of this digital transformation strategy for Africa and for continental organizations to coordinate the development and use of recognized warning and tracing applications and tools that respond to the African context. The digital transition of our continent requires holistic interventions to address all issues, including digitalizing critical sectors to drive the expected transformation and cross-cutting themes such as cybersecurity, digital ID, and emerging technologies inter alia. This year, the EU Commission has been focusing on digital health, digital education, digital agriculture, digital ID, and data policy as priority areas. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, in the domain of education and training, the Continental Education Strategy for Africa, which we call CESA 1625, highlights the vision for digital education in one of its strategic objectives by seeking to harness the capacity of ICT to improve access, quality, and management of education and training systems at all levels of education. You will agree with me that education, although a key foundation for Africa's human development, is still out of reach for many young Africans, a situation that has been further and painfully revealed by COVID-19 pandemic. The lessons from the COVID-19 response in the education sector in Africa have reinforced the importance of transforming Africa's education systems through digital transformation. Let me conclude by saying there is no nobler manner of celebrating Africa Day than by initiating this intellectual, moral, and political venture, which is essential for the genuine renaissance of our dear continent and our partnership with Europe. I thank you for your kind attention.
Well, I have to say that I was very eagerly listening to these two video messages highlighting the policy instruments, but also the leading projects, as well as the future plans of both the European Commission and the African Commission. And of course, I was very happy to hear a lot of attention being paid to education in that regard. And I would like to say that with this, we are coming to an end of this beginning, the high-level panel that we're having. And I would like to thank all of our high-level guests for their words. That will definitely guide our conference today and the deliberations in future sessions. As you know, we have 3 sessions following on different aspects of cooperation on digital transitions and new technologies. However, now I would like to invite you all to view the video we have prepared. It's called Slovenia, Land of Artificial Intelligence. It's a 5-minute video. And after the session, and after the video, session 1 will begin. Session 1 will be on collaboration on citizen-centered technology governance and will be chaired by Professor Carlos Lopez, Associate Fellow of Africa Programme, Chatham House, and we'll start with a keynote speaker from our Ministry of Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Ambassador Tadej Rupel, who is our national coordinator for external aspects of digitalization, artificial intelligence, and cybersecurity, and a number of really important speakers in that field. So now please join me on watching this video, and then we will begin with session 1.
Slovenia is a country with slightly more than 2 million residents on the geographical crossroads between the Alps, Mediterranean and Pannonian Plain, and on the crossroad between Germanic, Latin and Slavic cultures. Slovenia can also be very proud of its achievements in research, especially in artificial intelligence. We have been active in research and development of different artificial intelligence methods and tools, and are using them in the development of different tools in the area of artificial intelligence education, interesting applications for dealing with COVID-19, important solutions in science, language technologies, transport, media, agriculture and policy. Slovenia has a long history of artificial intelligence activities. It has supported dedicated artificial intelligence research and university-level artificial intelligence curricula for more than 40 years. During this time, a large number of computer science and electrical engineering students have been educated in artificial intelligence through diplomas, master and PhD programs.
Raziskave iz umetne inteligence so se v Sloveniji začele pred več kot 40 leti. 1980 smo že imeli nekatere zanimive rezultate. Naprimer, bili smo prvi, ki smo uporabili realne medicinske podatke za strojno učenje medicinske diagnostike.
Today, Slovenia is engaged in artificial intelligence activities both nationally and internationally. Slovenia has established the first international research center for artificial intelligence, IRCAI, under the auspices of UNESCO, that aims to provide a coordination point, funding route and exploitation accelerator for approaches to the sustainable development goals that make use of artificial intelligence. Slovenia has invested in leading HPC Vega supercomputing facility within Euro-HPC initiatives. Slovenia is a founding member of Global Partnership on Artificial Intelligence, GPAI, actively participating in the EU and OECD activities and initiatives. Slovenia believes in artificial intelligence, and this is why it has set it as a priority of the Slovenian presidency of the Council of the European Union. We are very keen to promote discussions on how to properly regulate artificial intelligence and support its future development in a sustainable way.